Capital City Black Film Festival. I'm here with renowned author, motivational speaker, TV personality. Um, Thank you for being on AFTV5.
Yeah.
And I want to know what brings you to this festival.
Well, I love film festivals, but I'm here at the Capital City Black Film Festival because I actually have a film in the festival. It's called Heart, Hunger, Hustle, and it's a film about a summer that I coached an eighth grade girls team, basketball team, and we thought it was a journey that we were going on for basketball, and ultimately it was about the game of life. So I'm here to see a screening of my film.
So, how did you choose that title? Heart, hunger, hustle.
Because I think heart, hunger, hustle, no matter what your endeavor is, whether it's sports, whether it's business, entrepreneurship, relationships, if you have those three ingredients, you are off to a great start for success. And especially in a game where you may not have as much talent as another team has, but if you have the heart, the hunger, and the hustle, I believe you can compete not only in the game of basketball, but also in the game of life.
That is really interesting. I know you are a voice of a lot of people. You represent a lot of millions upon people out there. You help people discover them true self. You help people become who they really are. So, what motivates you to do these kind of things?
Sometimes in your life, you figure out what you were called to do. And from a very early age, I knew that my calling was to inspire people to get off their assets. Thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? To get off their assets, to really live in their dream and to pursue their passion. I've known that from a very, very early age. And fortunately, got the pedigree behind me, the experience in business and marketing to be able to actually help people to put those things into action. But I just love seeing people do what they do. I love seeing people figure out what makes their heart sing, figure out what they're passionate about, and then stepping into those passions. And I like to help people make dough for what they know.
Uh, Fantastic. A lot of people are unable to succeed even on one project, but your career is a success in a lot of things, in sport, in film, in motivational speaking, in a lot of things. So, how did you do those kind of things together?
What a great question, because I think that the ingredients for success are the same no matter what you're trying to do. They are, whether it's sports, whether it's television, media, books, entrepreneurship, business, they're always the same. And honestly, it's heart, hunger, and hustle. Do you have the heart? Can you put your heart into something long enough to make it successful? Are you hungry enough to get out of bed even when you don't want to? And will you have the right hustle to do the thing that really helps you cross the finish line, even when circumstances and situations may not be favorable for you? So for me, it's about not wanting to leave this earth feeling like there's some regrets that I have, feeling like there's something that I could have done to help somebody that I didn't do, feeling like I have used every single drop of every God-given talent I have. That's it.
That's really, from my years of following you, one thing I've learned from your career is to leave full, die empty, and at the same time to live our making and not work for a living. There are a lot of people out there who want to do what you do, who want to get in this kind of things, but they don't know how to find out them true self. And in your career, you have been able to do that multiple times and help people. What are some of the secrets that you can tell people?
Well, the first thing is not believing that just because you are passionate about something that you can actually make money doing it. Your passion actually has to have an audience. It has to have a hungry audience of people who want the solutions that you provide. But I do think passion is a great place to start because you really want to do things that ignite you and excite you every day of your life. And I've been fortunate, very blessed to be able to create a career around the things that are not only my gifts, but also things that I've worked to become very good at: speaking, writing, coaching, and those kinds of things. So it really is about identifying your passion, but then immediately after that, validating if there's a true business, or even if it's not a business, maybe it's social entrepreneurship. Maybe your passion is never going to become $1 billion company, but it may truly transform someone's life. So figure out if your passion has an audience, whether that's for profit or simply for business.
One question I've been willing to ask you for years right now is when I started looking on motivational speakers, they talked about how to do free. When I put your career, I talked about never doing something for free. So how did you come about those kind of things?
Well, there are a couple ways you can look at this. So sometimes I would go and I would speak, and the person who may have hired me may not be paying me to speak. So there's a difference. There's a difference in going and not getting any benefit out of it, and then there's a difference in going and get a paycheck. If you really know what I know about how to build a brand, then you know that when you go to speak, even if no one's writing a check for you, that if you are literally providing solutions and moving people, then there's a way for you to turn that into cash. So whether it be writing a book for that audience or turning into more speaking engagements or coaching. So even though you may go somewhere and do something pro bono, if you're a smart entrepreneur, you know how to turn that dough, that what you know into dough.
Who are some of your role models, your mentors along with your journey?
Well, I have to say, my sister, I have to start with my sister, who was the first person in our family to go to the University of Texas. I didn't know a whole lot about the University of Texas in Austin, but I knew when we would go to Austin, my sister was here. It was something that I wanted to emulate. I came here and just followed in her footsteps, got a bachelor's degree, a master's degree. So my first role models were in my home. My mom, my dad, my mom, no nonsense, leader in my house. My dad worked very hard, started his own business. And I think like a lot of folks in our culture, we're surrounded by a lot of hustlers. Right, so we're surrounded by a lot of people who knew how to turn, bread into a big Italian pasta dinner. You understand how to make a way out of it. My first mentors were my relatives, and then beyond that, I started to understand people like Tony Robbins and how they basically started to become millionaires and billionaires because they just shared their passion and their expertise with millions of people. Like those folks as well. Oprah Winfrey cannot leave this earth without understanding the impact that she's had, not only on the media industry, but also that the fact that she has a network and the fact that she's one of two black women who have networks is also a great deal that I admire. So lots of folks that inspire me, from the folks who are not millionaires, just people who get up every day and go to work and do what they do to provide for their families. I mean, that's a feat in itself.
Fantastic. So, when was that moment in your life that you said, you really stand up and started doing stuff? Because I believe you started at a very young age. You said 9 years ago in your interviews.
Sure.
Then a lot of people are already 10 years when they can't really find anything. So, what do you have to say to yourself?
Well, I started my first business when I was 9 years old, and it was a snow cone stand. And I started that business. It started because of rejection I got from my mom, who, was tired of me in her pocketbook for the most part all the time, and said, you want this. There's something you really want, and you should be able to figure out a way to get the money yourself. So for me, it was tapping into that ingenuity as a 9-year-old that told me that it was possible for anybody. But of course, like most folks, you go through your life and you're being who you are, and then every time you turn around, somebody's telling you that you shouldn't be that way. Like you shouldn't be energetic, you shouldn't be outspoken, you shouldn't do those things. So you shut down. And then you go, I don't take this. I'm a lion. I can't be a lamb. This is who I am. And so you come back out, and this is when I said, no, black girls don't do that. Women don't do that. Those kinds of things. And it's a constant battle to just figure out who you are and then have the courage to live that. Right? So, and it's an ongoing thing. I mean, it's no question. I don't think you ever get there. I think you just become more comfortable with being who you are. And for me, I was never good at faking. I was never good at being quiet and demure. That's not me. That's not who God made me. So, I'm trying to do it.
Wow. So I've listened to a lot of coaches, and I believe everyone always has a down the lack of motivation. How did you get up to this point?
Well, I think, as I mentioned, you have times when you are not feeling as confident. People want to talk about, well, you've been so confident. I think we all come here confident. Interestingly enough, we come out of our mom's womb. We don't know what insecurity is. We don't know what a lack of confidence is. We don't know what those things are. We have to be taught to be insecure. And when I remembered that, which is what you read in my book, Will the Women You Please Stand Up, when I remembered that everything I need to be successful, God's already given me. So now it's just a matter of tapping into those things, constantly reminding myself who I am, who I want to, and then, it's all after that. But it's a constant reminder. It's a constant reminder and a constant, making sure that you're silencing the voices of people around you who are constantly telling you that you shouldn't or can't do those things.
You have people like that in your career telling you it's so bad.
Oh, no question. Because I think people are comfortable with the status quo. People like, there are certain things women do, there are certain things black folks do, there are certain things red, white, blue people do. And so, what we start to do, we start to believe the stories that people have told us about. I mean, that's just the reality. I'm not supposed to be doing the things that I'm doing if I believe your story that you have about me. So, a lot of what I will say to folks who are watching, a lot of what we will do every single day is remind ourselves of the stories that we want to tell about ourselves. Right? Because you've got a story about your life. And I'm sure it's a grand story. I got a story about my life, so it's whose story you're going to believe.
What is one motto that you use?
What?
Your motto.
Oh, yes. My favorite mantra is well-behaved women rarely make history.
Can you explain that?
Yeah. Well-behaved women rarely make history. That means that people, it's not just about women, but people who are always trying to live inside the box that people have for them, they will never do anything that creates a lasting legacy. They will never, until you step outside your comfort zone, until you're willing to do something, live for something, or die for something, until you're willing for people to be upset with you because you stood for what you believe in, you're never going to have a lasting legacy. But not everybody is going to have a lasting legacy. I just want, when I'm done, I want my team to start to say, that's fun.
That is really great. But also coming back to the legacy thing, a lot of motivational speakers want to legacy that
Yes. Absolutely. Well, this year we're launching Black Business University, which is an online course marketplace for entrepreneurs, Black companies, and Black professionals to come and learn everything you want about your business and professional growth. And it is the first course marketplace for Black folks, and it is something that I will pass on to my nieces and nephews, generations to come. So it's an online forum for us to learn how to build our businesses, how to grow professionally, to work inside a company. And I'm very excited about it because it's going to have Black instructors. It's founded by Black folks to me, and it's for Black folks.
So, lastly, about your movie, what do people need to really get from that movie?
I think this movie, when I accepted the role of coaching these girls, and I love to share this story because I wasn't looking for a coaching job. I was doing my company, several companies, I was doing my thing. And when someone approached me and said, would you coach these girls? My first reaction was, I got time for that, right? Like, I've already done that. I don't have time to do that. And she said, well, would you just come over and look? Would you just come over and meet the girls? And when I got there, remember when I said that you know in certain moments when you were called to do certain things. So I got there and I thought, I have this big thing. I'm going to create a project. I'm doing this. What are you doing?
You gotta do it.
And the answer was, sir, you've been given so much as a basketball player. Everything, mostly what I've become as a professional, started as a basketball player. So God said, well, don't you have something to offer this 13-year-old? I'm like, yeah, but I got it. I mean, I got to spend my summers. I was planning to go to Europe. I had all these plans I was going to do. And I looked at those girls' faces, and I went, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm like, no, I'm not getting emotional about this. I'm not going to do it. And I go back, and she called, and she said, have you given it any thought? And I said, I'll do it. So I took on 5 years. Everything that I was doing, my companies were still running because they don't need me. But I took off my involvement in my companies for 5 years to mentor these 13-year-olds. And then last year, they went to college. And so I'm like, so we started shooting the film because we just said, we got to document this. This is an odyssey that we're going on. We don't know what it's going to lead to. I might drop out. They may drive me crazy. I might drive them crazy, which of course did happen. I did drive them crazy. And but I knew it was going to be a journey where they were going to be transformed because I was going to pour everything I had into them. And I knew they were going to transform me as well. And that's exactly what happened.
Wow. So somebody like me, I found you out through my work, I think advancement, individual determination, and a lot of people watching that are inspired by your story. They want to tap into what you're going to learn from you to get coached by you. How can people get those kind of things?
Well, you can access me for free on YouTube. You should just Google Fran Harris on YouTube, and you'll see a lot of my work on there that's free. You'll see a lot of the content that I sell for thousands of dollars. If you're on my channel, if you subscribe to my channel, you actually get some of that free. And we've also started doing like an empowerment session series because what I found that before people can really absorb and learn and benefit from the business coaching that they'll get from me, they need to get their heart in. So I'm doing a lot more of just looking in the camera and talking to people and helping them get through the physical, the spiritual, and mental stuff that keeps them from being able to sustain themselves to grow their businesses. And a lot of people go, oh, this is fluff, this is whatever, but they don't understand that if you don't get your heart and your mind right, you can't do the stuff that I've done. You can't do what this is. You cannot do that. So I'm very committed to helping people have their mental and spiritual breakthroughs. And unfortunately, that means, unfortunately for y'all, it means you got to work on some stuff. You got to work on your stuff. And so just check out YouTube. You can go to franharris.com as well as check out there.
Viewers, I'm one of that individual who's inspired by you. And today is a very great honor for me to interview. I really thank you so much for giving us this privilege.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.